How did your leader in your business become a leader? That is the question that I want to ask you guys. And it's more so from, how did you decide that the person that you promoted or decided that you wanted to allocate more responsibilities to? Like, how did you make that decision? The reason why I'm asking you this is because I've had some very, very interesting conversations with some of my coaching clients lately about who they've got in leadership positions and why they've put those people in leadership positions. And it's been very, very fascinating to hear their responses. So some of the very, very common responses as to why certain team members have been promoted to leadership opportunity has been things around, well, they've been here the longest. Okay. They, are the best performers in the salon or the clinic. They understand the business back to front. Like they understand all the protocols and, they understand how the business works and, they have really good relationships with the clients. None of the responses that I've had back from those coaching clients have been about leadership characteristics and demonstration of leadership characteristics, right? And even more than that, some of these individuals have been hired not because they want to lead, right? Is hired or promoted, not because they necessarily want to lead, but because they've kind of fallen into leadership by default, which is prescribed by length of time of employment, or that there was one circumstance where the business owner said, well, she was looking for some full-time hours, and I thought, well, I can't really give her more clinical hours, but maybe I could give her some more management responsibilities. So we were allocating a leadership role to somebody that was based on the fact that they just needed some more hours financially, right? And this is where shit goes pear-shaped, guys. Like, you put individuals in leadership positions not because they want to lead, not because they're demonstrating characteristics of good leadership, but because you feel sorry for them, or because they've been there a long time so they deserve it, or because they need more hours, or you want to help them out, or you want to repay them for loyalty to like, it's really messed up, some of the reasons why we're making decisions to promote people to leadership in our businesses, right? Leadership promotion should be about demonstration of leadership qualities, right? And my perspective of that is, okay, let's look at some leadership qualities, right? Leadership is around wanting to support others in the team, wanting to help, wanting to have a level of involvement in the results, the performance, the outcomes, the mission, the vision of the business. Their leadership aspirations, right? Wanting to be able to empower other team members to perform at a high standard, helping them with not just the technical skill sets, but the, communication skills, the problem solving skills, like all the other, soft skills that they need to be successful in their role. So it's not just a desire to want to do that, but they've also demonstrated that they've got some of the characteristics required to do that. And maybe not at the highest level, because all leaders require development and your support and an opportunity to obviously refine some of those skill sets, right? But I've seen people promoted to leadership positions that, like, let's take the instance of the person that was just looking for more hours. They sort of were walking around the business in a dictatorship style. They were like telling and barking and, using authority, and almost the opposite of what you want to have in a leader. Leading is not telling people what to do and dictating to people and, pulling rank, right? But this is what this person envisaged, that she would just bark and people would do what they were told. But what was actually the reason why this was brought to my attention is because the opposite was happening. There was a mutiny that was started. People started saying, I'm not doing this and I don't want to do that. And, it was almost like they started going in the opposite direction. And the question that this business owner had for me was around, how do I get control of this? And I said, well, why did you put this person in a leadership position in the first place? That's when she said to me, well, she just needed some more hours. And I'm like, there's your problem. I said, does this person even want to lead? Are they even interested in it? She goes, I don't know. I didn't ask. She was happy to, because obviously it meant that she got full-time hours. I'm like, yeah, but that's not the point. Right? So what I want to pose to you guys is, who are you putting in leadership positions and why? Are they based on skills and attributes that they're bringing to the table that fit inspirational, motivational, and transformational leadership aspirations? Or are these people just falling into leadership positions by default because they've been there the longest, or they're the best performers? Or your best performers are not necessarily your best leaders, right? Just because they can service a client at a really high standard doesn't mean that they can teach other people how to do that, right? Leading and performing are not the same thing. So you've just got to be very, very careful when you're making decisions around who is best fit in your leadership team, that you're considering, the right factors. Do they want to lead? Do they have the foundational skills to lead? And I feel like foundational is around wanting to help others, wanting to nurture development, wanting to move the business to another level, wanting to enroll in your mission and your vision. They're good leadership characteristics. They've got to be on board with all of that to be able to lead effectively. If the skills aren't there, they'll come. But those foundational elements of their motivations and their commitment is crucial to get right before you even look at the skill development side of things with leaders. So something to consider when you are trying to look amongst your team, or even to outsource. If you're looking to bring a leader in, having a really good understanding of all of those facets, in an interview format, just because they've been a leader at another business doesn't necessarily mean they're going to be a good leader in your business, because of this factor, the fact that people get promoted to leadership positions for the wrong reasons doesn't necessarily mean that they're going to come across and do a good job in your business either, right? Holding a leadership position in another business doesn't automatically qualify you as a good leader. You've got to look into it, even from a recruitment perspective.